Hello, mythical creature lovers. I hope you had a good week. I have. We're going to talk today about a very little guy that comes from another continent. And let me share with you where he comes from. He comes from way across the ocean. In fact, he comes from Africa, from this part of Africa right here in Ghana. And so we are way over here, right in this part of North America. And he's way over here in Africa in Ghana. And in the Akan language in Ghana, his name is Anansi. And Anansi means spider. So he's this little tiny spider. And there's lots of stories about Anansi. And if you check out the library for Anansi, you'll find stories about this little creature. Anansi had a father whose name was Niami, and Niami was the god of the sky. And his mother was Asasiya, who was the goddess of the earth. So he had absolutely wonderful, powerful parents. Well, he happens to have a reputation of being very wise and also being a bit of a trickster, sort of a rogue, what we call a rogue, which is somebody who kind of is mischievous and sort of a trickster sort of character. So he's very interesting in his behavior. And I think you'll sort of like this little fellow. Well, as these stories were started in Africa, and then as people moved from Ghana over to other parts of Africa, either because they moved out of Ghana or because they were taken away from the area of Ghana because other tribes took them, or because sadly also they were taken out of Ghana through the slave trade and they ended up over in the Caribbean and then in the Americas down here and then in the Americas up here. The stories of Anansi also moved across to different parts of the world. And when Anansi moved, his name changed a little bit to Nansi, Anase, Ananasa, and to Ananensi. And Ananensi actually became a she when that happened and that change happened. And Ananansi, actually in the South, then her name changed to Aunt Nancy. And you can kind of hear that from Ananansi. Sounds a little bit like Aunt Nancy. And so when you hear stories by Black people told about Aunt Nancy, those are stories that are Anansi stories. So Anansi has an interesting sort of history behind him or her. I'm going to share with you a story about a little bit about um, uh, and show you some pictures of Anansi. Anansi is a helper and a friend. Um, Ghana myths talk about the fact that Anansi persuaded Naomi, and remember that Naomi was his father, who was the um, god of the sky. He persuaded him to create day and night, and the sun and the moon and the stars, and also to help bring rain, to stop fires, and to control floods, and also to help with to make fire and to grow food. So he was thought of as being a very helpful little creature in spite of his mischievous side. I wanted to show you also that he is a very colorful little fellow in African art. So if we look at pictures of him, my, look how colorful he is. See that? Isn't he an interesting, colorful little fellow? So one of the things I thought would be fun for you to do this week is for you to draw your own pictures of him. He has these very kind of tall little feet and very colorful body. And sometimes he has sort of a tribal look, doesn't he? But he's very geometric looking. And today, with the story that I read to you, you'll see that someone else has also given him a very African tribal sort of look to him. Um, so I thought that I would read to you a story about Anansi the spider and how he got to be the keeper of all the stories in the world. So come along with me and listen to that on the next video. See you there.